Well, hey everyone, welcome to our team meeting tonight. And what I want to talk to you all about is what to say to a prospect to get an instant yes response. Hang on just a minute. Let me just make sure everybody is muted. Okay. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to talk about is how to get an instant yes response. What I'm going to teach you today is not something that I came up with. It's a sequence of 13 words that when you put it together, these 13 words, you're going to get a super high success rate of people saying, sure, yeah, I'll try that. And that's what we want. I listened to several messages and teachings and seminars from someone named Schreiter. He is a huge MLM guy that has books, and he's on YouTube, so if you want to look him up, if you want more information, he's got hours and hours of it on YouTube. I'm going to squeeze it into the next 30 minutes, just a piece of it to see if it will be beneficial for our team. So you might want to grab a pencil and a piece of paper, or a pen and a piece of paper, just because I'm going to give you some actual things to say and to use, and you'll need to write them down and say them verbatim, okay? So I'll go ahead and give you a minute to get something to write with. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is that every field of work requires certain skills to succeed. Every field of work requires certain skills to succeed. So whether you're an engineer, or you're a truck driver, or a nurse, or a baker, or a bank teller, or a surgeon, each one of those careers requires you to have certain skills. Network marketing is the same way. It's a very real profession that requires certain skills to succeed. They will pay you handsomely when you do gain these skills and you succeed. You'll be paid really well, but you have to learn the skills in order to get to that level where you are successful. You know, just like if you were to be a doctor, you would need to go to medical school for a long time to be successful, okay? So network marketing is the same way, and we have to learn to talk to people to get a positive response from them. That's really our goal, is as network marketers, we talk to people. So there's good news and there's bad news. You joined a profession where you have to talk to people. It's not, you know, you're not stuck behind a desk all day, and you're not going to just be able to stay home and craft all day. Like, you have got to talk to people. And so that's kind of the bad news. The good news, though, is that you have a product that works and sells itself really once you get it in people's hands. And the good news is that they pay you handsomely for it. So network marketing is a field where salespeople get paid handsomely for what they do. And actually, that's the case in most fields. In most companies, the salespeople are the people that are paid the most. If you think about it, if you think about big Fortune 500 companies, it's the guys that are out there in the field on the front line that usually get the bigger bucks, next to the executives, obviously. But so sales is a very respected field, but it's a skill, and it's not something that you just come into network marketing and you just know how to do. Because again, all of us come from very different backgrounds. Some of us are, you know, stay-at-home moms, and the only thing we've ever sold is the idea of vegetables to our kids, you know. Some of us are, you know, something, again, very introverted, like an engineer, and we're just, you know, sales is not our thing. But network marketing and the opportunity and the amazing products makes us want to jump on board. But if we're not equipped with what to say, we can get very discouraged very quickly. And so that is why I was so excited when I found this group of teachings online from Schreiter, is because he helps to give us some words that we can use, and I'm going to give them to you in a minute, that will make us more successful. Okay, so even if you're a friendly, positive, upbeat kind of person, most people are programmed to give salespeople a negative response. It's just automatic. Like you walk in the store, the salesperson walks up to you and says, "Hey, hi, can I help you?" What do you automatically say? "No, thanks. I'm just looking." You get a call from a telemarketer. The minute that you hear that they're selling something, what is your automatic response?
No hablo inglés in Spanish.
I actually, you know what? I should unmute you all because it would be good to have this be interactive. Hang on, let me unmute you. And we'll hope that that beeping sound goes away. Okay. So you're all unmuted.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I think this would be good to be an interactive call, not just a one-way thing. Okay, so you walk in the store, a salesperson walks up to you and says, "May I help you?" You automatically, that salesman, ding, 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 there's a salesman. No way, I don't want anything you want, back off. I don't want to hear anything about the program that you have. That's what people are programmed to do. So most people have their minds made up to say no before they even buy anything, before they even hear any information. You haven't even given your presentation yet, and they already have a no response. So what's interesting is that this marketer, multi-level marketer, Al Schreiter, says that people already know in the first 15 seconds, they already have a yes or no answer, whether they're going to buy from you or not. So since they already have that yes or no answer, why waste our time giving them 30 minutes of a presentation when they already have pre-decided in the first 15 seconds whether they're interested or not? So the best thing to do is to find out who are the people that are interested, and then give your presentation to those people, okay? So to be successful at network marketing, you have to find your way successfully around those automatic no answers. Let me explain to you the fate of an untrained ambassador. So in order to really move up in the company, you're not only going to sell the product, but you're going to bring other ambassadors in. So if you bring in other ambassadors and they come from these various fields and they don't have any network marketing experience, they're going to go out there and they're going to fail. And they're going to talk to 100 people, and all of those people are going to say no, and they're going to come back super discouraged. And they're going to say network marketing doesn't work, or this company doesn't work. But you know what? I'm going to listen to another motivational tape and I'm going to give it a try again tomorrow. And they go back out there the next day and they talk to 200 people. And they start off saying something like, "I just got involved in." Now, what are people going to say when you say, "I just got involved in"? No, not interested, right? Or they go out there and they talk to 200 people and they start off with, "Would you be interested in?" What automatically happens? People go, "No way, stay away, salesman approaching, not interested." They haven't even heard the presentation yet. It's so unfair, okay? But people make up their mind that way, and we send our new ambassadors out there, guilty, because I just learned this myself, with no training. And so they have no idea. We all have no idea what to say to bypass that instant no from people. So I'm going to give you 4 steps to this. Write them down. The first one is rapport. Rapport. The second step is icebreaker. The third step is closing. And then the fourth step is presentation. Rapport, icebreaker, closing, presentation. If you were to put those in, I want you to write next to it what order that you would do those. Those are the 4 steps to really talking to a new person, a prospect. What order would you do that in? Go ahead and just take a minute and write next to it. Number them from 1 to 4. Okay. Let's see who gets 100 on this test. The first answer is, number 1 is rapport. Number 2, tell me what number 2 is, somebody.
Icebreaker.
Icebreaker. Yes, Amber. Okay, tell me what number 3 is.
Presentation.
Presentation.
No.
No.
Number 3 is closing. And then number 4 is presentation. And I'm going to go through why. And it has to do with what I just said. According to this method, now there are lots of methods. This is not the only way to do it. But according to this method, people make their decision before the presentation, like that telemarketer on the phone. You make your decision to try to get off the phone with him before he gives you his presentation. So if people only give you 15 seconds, you have to close in that 15 seconds. You have to get your closing out there. And then if they're interested, then give them a presentation. Okay? So let's walk through each one of these, and I'm going to show you how they work. So the first one is rapport. Somebody tell me what rapport is. What is rapport?
Connection.
Exactly. You're making a connection with somebody. You're building a relationship. You're getting them to like you. You're getting them to trust you. You're getting them to believe in you, feel comfortable with you. So do you know that advertisers do it in the first 15 seconds? You walk into a mall and there's, whatever is being advertised on a billboard or something, and it switches screens. They have 15 seconds to catch your attention. After that, you're not interested in them anymore. You walk away. So rapport is built very quickly. So I'm going to give you 3 things to help build rapport. The first thing is you need to pick one thing to say that both you and the other person have in common, that you can both agree on. The reason for that is because people like people that are like them. They like sameness. We look for people that are the same, that are like us. So if you can say something that bonds you together, that brings you together and shows them I'm just like you and you're just like me, it builds instant rapport. So let's use an example. I'm in a store, and the lady in the fitting room is super nice, and I want to talk to her about plexus. So what I'm going to do is follow these 4 steps, and I'm going to start to build a rapport with her. Okay? So I'm going to say something that is something that we both can agree upon. Like, I just love the sales at this store. The store has the best sales, doesn't it? Well, she works there. She's going to think that. She's going to say, yeah, this store does have the best sales. And she's going to instantly like me because I think the way she does. Okay, that's one example. You can use it for anything. If you're out with tired moms and you're all doing something and the babies are there, you can say, boy, being a mom is just so exhausting. Well, they all can agree with that, or being a nana is so exhausting. Yes, they all can agree with that. So you're going to pick something to talk about and say that will instantly get them saying, yes, that's right. That is so true. Okay. That's the first thing you're going to do when you're building a rapport.
Tray over there.
Hold on, I hear some noise in the background. I'm just going to mute it. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is, second thing is smile. Do you know that a smile builds rapport better than anything else? It is the silent rapport language. If you just smile. Okay, I want to see everybody smile. Bigger. Do you know that people are attracted to happy people? And so I had someone tell me the other day, I have to tell you, this is my favorite step. Rapport is something that I love to do. It's my favorite hobby, is to figure out how many people in the world I can build rapport with that day. And I had somebody tell me at a recent birthday party that I was at I said, Sister Kelly, I just love the fact, I just love that fact that every time I look at you, I just get this big smile and you just make me feel so special. And I thought that is high praises right there. Like, I just love that compliment. I want that compliment. That's what I want to be remembered about me, is that I made people feel special. And so, and it's just with a smile. It's eye contact and a smile. And so smiling is the second way. The third way is just 4 words. And you're going to write these down. I am just curious. 5 words, sorry, not 4. I am just curious. I think I wrote 4 because it's I'm just curious, but you can say I'm or I am, okay? The minute you say that to people, they instantly feel bonded to you. Now again, I didn't make this up. I've got this directly from somebody who's super duper successful at multi-level marketing, has made millions of dollars at it, okay? So suspend your disbelief and just follow along. And I want you to, we're going to put it all together at the end, and then we're going to give it a try this week and next week and see how it works out. So if you say, I am just curious, and then ba-da-ba-da-ba-da, that person instantly feels connected to you. So for example, the lady in the dressing room at the store that I was shopping at, I smiled and I was very smiley and I picked one thing to say. The store has the best sales. And then I'm going to start to talk to her because I want to talk to her about Plexus. So you can't just be like, and this store has the best sales and here's my card and I would love for you to buy some products from me. She's going to say no. She's going to say, oh, okay, great, you know. But instead, if you start with, I'm just curious, and just watch the progression. And what you're doing is you're asking about them. People love to talk about themselves. So what you say is to the lady in the the fitting room, I'm just curious how long you've done this job. How many hours are you here? The store's about to close. I'm just curious, are you here all day? This seems like such a long job. And then she's telling me all about her job. Wow. I'm just curious, is this something you've been doing for a really long time? Oh yeah, you know, I've been in this industry, whatever. So this is something I'm just curious, is this something you've always wanted to do? And you're still smiling, you know. You don't want to just be like, you know, serious about it. And so she's telling me all about her life and wow, okay, that's pretty neat. And you're being an active listener, okay? So the I'm just curious piece is a way to build rapport because you're getting the person to talk about themselves. And people love that. Talking about themselves is people's favorite subject. Mm-hmm. Okay? So that's rapport. We're going to smile. We're going to say one nice thing.
Right back.
Okay. And then we're going to we're going to say, I'm just curious. Hang on, I'm just going to take a drink. This happens. I wasn't joking all day.
Is that pink?
Yes. Good eyes. I forgot my pink drink today, so here it is in the nighttime. Okay. So the second thing on your list is icebreaker. The icebreaker is where you introduce your business. So I'm not going to stay standing in the fitting room all night. I have to get to introducing my business, okay? Now, if you do it in a salesman kind of way, salesy way, then they're going to tune you out instantly. But you have to do it in a way, and Schreiter calls it freezing their mind, so that they care about what you're saying. So there are 4 words that you can use that will get them to kind of stop and listen to what you're saying. And the 4 words are, I just found out. So write that down. I just found out. I just found out. Now, the purpose of those 4 words is that you want to have, again, you don't want to waste your presentation on somebody that's not interested. People make a decision before the information comes. They say no thank you before they get your presentation, before you give them information. So you want to get into their mind and into their thinking and past their prejudgment before they say no. And the way we do that is with these 4 words. I just found out. When you say that, people automatically go, oh, what? What did you just find out? Okay. So you could say anything after that. You could say, and you think about your product, and you say, well, I just found out how I could have energy all day long without going to the gym. What do you think people are going to say? Wow. How? Right? How? Or I just found out how you could get a full night's sleep without taking prescription meds. Really? What are people going to say? Wow. How? So they're asking you how. They're asking you for a presentation. Okay. Now you want to do that, and you want to cater to whatever audience you're with, right? So if you're with older people, then you might say, I just found out how you could take 10 years off of your life by just, by drinking one simple thing. Or, oh no, actually that was telling them the how. Or you can say to tired moms, I just found out how to look 10 years younger. So I just found out, I have to practice it too, because I am just learning this too. But what you want to do is you want to tell them about your product, but don't tell them the scientific part of it. Nobody cares right now in the very beginning. They don't care, what are the ingredients. They don't care about the scientists and all the research that's been done in the 25 testimonies that They don't care about any of that. You're quickly just making a presentation and getting to the point where they can say yes. Okay. So let's start from the beginning on the first 2 that we learned. You're going to build rapport. You're going to smile, and you're going to say, man, the weather is just crazy lately. I just can't believe this Indian summer that we're having. It's amazing. I love it. And they're going to, respond somehow. And then you're going to say, I'm just curious, do you get hot when you're working in this job? Standing behind that desk all day in the weather, or, how do you keep cool? I'm just curious. I'm just curious them to death, and start asking them stuff, okay? And then you're going to say, throw in the I just found out. And you're going to say something along the lines of whatever it is that you just found out that could relate to them, okay? So let's say if they're working behind a desk, and it's super hot outside, you could say something like, well, I just found out how I could make full-time income working part-time so that I could enjoy the rest of a nice day like this. And so they're going to go, really? How? And that's when they're going to ask you for the presentation. Okay. So our number 3 is what? What's number 3? So we have the rapport is number 1. We have the icebreaker is number 2. And then tell me what number 3 is.
Closing.
The deal. Right. So our closing happens before the presentation even starts. Okay. Because the final decision is made before any information is given. So, like I said earlier, if you start off with these things like, well, I just got involved in, because if you say I just found out how I could have energy all day long without even going to the gym. Then that's number 2. Then the lady in the dressing room at Steinmart is going to say, how? And if I say, well, I just got involved in, what's she going to think? No, thanks. Not interested. Or if she says how, and I say, well, would you be interested in coming to a meeting 2 weeks from now? She's going to say, no, thanks. Not interested. But if I said to her these 5 words, she's going to think about it. So write this down. Would it be okay if? would it be okay if? That's your closing sentence. So I'm going to piece those together and let you hear how it sounds. I'm talking to the sweet sales lady at Steinmark, and I say to her, I'm just curious if you'd like to feel 10 years younger and have more energy all day long. And I just found out by taking this product called Plexus that you could do that without going to the gym. So would it be okay if you took it for a month to see how it made you feel?
Sounds good. Yes.
So anytime you say, would it be okay if, it's a trick that our kids use on us, actually. It's a little kid trick. Kids always ask, would it be okay if I slept over at, Sonia's house tonight? Would it be okay if, and we always say, it's a natural inclination when somebody says, would it be okay if? It always makes you feel like, sure, no problem. Why not? Of course you can. My kids do that to me all the time, and I have to stop and think and go, wait a minute, that's not okay. No. So be sure that you're using these words, and I'll say them to you again. I'm just curious if you'd like to feel more energy. And I just found out, sorry, let's do it again. I'm just curious if you'd like to feel more energy all day long without any afternoon crashes. I just found out that you could take a product called Plexus and have all day energy without going to the gym. So would it be okay for you to try it for a month to see what it does for you? You've just cut all the way to the close. You've given that person a 13-second commercial. They now can make their clear decision. They know what it is. They know how to do it. And they can decide right then and there before they make their no decision whether they want to hear your presentation. So if they say yes, then you say, great, I've got a meeting, and I can either tell you about it now, or I can send you an email, or that's when you make your presentation. That's when you tell them the 3 different ways to buy, the 60-day money-back guarantee, the testimonials, the scientific proof, yada, 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 okay? That comes at the afterwards. If you do that all in the beginning, you turn people off. You turn them away. They're not interested. They feel like they're being sold. So that is what I wanted to share with you all. And what do you have any questions? What are your thoughts?
No, that's a good presentation. That's a good idea. I got a testimony.
Okay.
My husband is a diabetic type 2, right?
Uh-huh.
And he likes to take his medication every other day. And he takes like 5,000 milligrams a day. But he believed in his own holistic medicine. So I've been giving this medication for 30 days. And I said to him, blood sugar a few days ago, and it was 158. I said, why is it high? Have you been taking your medicine? You can't stop because you're taking Plexus for 1 month continuously. So you need to take your medication. So every time I used to take his medication, even though while he was taking Plexus, while he was taking his diabetic medication, it always was 150, 278, even though he took it every other day. And I did blood work. So when we finally did the Plexus the day before, he did 147, 148. And I said, why is it so high? Did you take your medication? He goes, no. I said, you need to take your medication to see if the Plexus is working. So the next day that night he took his medication. The next day I checked him that morning. I said, the nurse is in. We need to check your blood work. So, it's a surprise for you. So I checked it and it went down to 107. Never in his life he ever had 107 in his blood work, even while taking the medication.
That's amazing.
Every other day. He should have taken every day, twice a day. And the mix with the Plexus brought it down to 107. He was so happy. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do with himself that morning.
That is so awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that, Mom. That's a really good
Mhm.
testimony. I actually heard it already, but it's good for us all to hear because you can use those stories when you get to the presentation part. You know, once you find people that are interested and they want to hear more, you can say, you know, well, I have someone on my team who yada, 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 and you just begin to share. So thanks for sharing that testimony. We have 4 minutes left to this Zoom call, so that's not a lot of time. I want to encourage you all to practice talking to people. If you're not talking to people, you're not going to be growing your business. Your business won't grow if you're just sitting inside the house. You have to be talking to people.
You know, one thing I learned too
Mhm.
is I have an ambassador up underneath me that I recruited, right?
Mhm.
Diana.
Mhm.
And I at her barbershop because she owns a barbershop.
Mhm.
So she didn't know how to start to talk to the person. So the client who she did the hair with, he come down and he goes, oh, I got the sugar on me and I don't know how to control it. So I whipped out my business card real quick and said, here, you know what, since you have this problem, how about you look at, you know, go on my website while you have the time. So Diana heard that and she goes, I tell you what, why don't you sign me up right now real quick, because she realized how quick I picked up a client out of her own shop that she thought she couldn't do.
That's a really good point. So listening to the people around you and acting on what you hear, and you can even go from there and say, I'm just curious, you know, about that diabetes. Are you on any medication for that? And I'm just curious if that's something you've had for a long time. And then I just found out that there's a way to control that naturally. If you know, would it be okay if you tried it for a month and see if it was something that could work for you?
Yeah, you can always hear it.
So
You're good, Kelly.
it's quick, and you get to see right who's interested. You want to just pass through all the people that aren't interested and get right to the chase, to the ones that are, the ones that would like to hear the rest of the presentation.
Mhm.
So this is a short call. It's going to end in 2 minutes. I wish these could go longer. I really do. But I think shorter is better just because people are busy. I do appreciate you taking your time out of your busy schedules to join me. I think they're helping. I know they're helping me because I have to put time into preparing. So hopefully they're helping you. And let's do it again next week. In the meantime, study, talk to people, and learn your craft. This is a craft that, again, if you will put time into learning it, it will pay you handsomely. So I encourage you. I'm always here. I'm just a text away if you have anything you need me for. Utilize 3-way phone calls. Call me with the person you want to talk to. I will talk to them for you. I love doing that. It helps us all three. Okay, guys, the call's about to end, and
Right.
I will see you guys later.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.